the only part of the coronation regalia that was not melted down by Oliver Cromwell after the execution of Charles I was one coronation spoon. All the crowns, all the scepters, all melted down. And I reckon that coronation spoon wasn't melted down because someone actually was using it to eat their porridge. And then that was given to Charles II, and that spoon will be used in the anointing.
It's less than 3 weeks till the coronation, and we have a slight glimpse of what King Charles might be doing to keep himself healthy and happy. The Archbishop of Canterbury has spoken in detail for the first time about the most mysterious and mystical part of the ceremony. That's when the king will swap his robes for a simple white shirt and be anointed with oil. Justin Welby's confirmed that, as is traditional, this will take place away from the cameras and watching guests. There had been speculation that for the first time the anointing would be in public and visible. Well, reading about it, you can understand why that might not be what the king would desire. Let's speak to Professor Kate Williams, royal historian. Kate, explain this anointing. Why does it happen? What's the significance?
The anointing is a ceremony by which the monarch is anointed really as God's representative, as God's king on earth. So he's anointed on the head, on the breast, on the hands, and that's for this special oil, the special oil that's been consecrated, and the king has asked specifically that it's a vegan oil, that it has not got any animal products in it. It's already been consecrated. He'll be consecrated by the Archbishop in private. We didn't see it for the Queen. As you say, there was some speculation we might see it for the King. We won't be seeing it. But interestingly, do you know what? The only part of the coronation regalia that was not melted down by Oliver Cromwell after the execution of Charles I was one coronation spoon. All the crowns, all the scepters, all melted down. And I reckon that coronation spoon wasn't melted down because someone actually was using it to eat their porridge. And then that was given to Charles II, and that spoon will be used in the anointing. So that actual spoon, we'll see, goes back, we don't exactly know, probably to medieval times. So look out for the spoon when you're watching the coronation.
Well, I think you've definitely enticed us to. About the fact that the king has insisted the oil be vegan, would it normally not have been? And I know this is a stupid question, or maybe naive, or maybe I should know this, but is he vegetarian himself?
No, I don't believe the king is vegetarian, and obviously the coronation dish that was published yesterday contained lard, which is an animal product. So it is just, I think, his personal desire not to have some of the old types of items, ambergris and musk inside the oil. So it isn't olive oil; it's an olive oil base with various floral notes on top of it, and it's only used for the king. It's not like we can all go and buy bottles of perfume of it or try and use it.
Knowing the king's business acumen, I'm sure coronation oil will be on sale in a Whole Foods store near you pretty shortly. Why is it in private, and why on earth did we think that the king might break with tradition and make it public? Because it does sound like a rather sort of sacred ritual, if you will.
It is private because it's a sacred ritual. We obviously also see the monarch to a degree undressed, and that's very private. Certainly, no one ever saw anything at all until the Queen's coronation was broadcast to the UK and to those in Europe who could watch Eurovision, and there was footage sent all over the world. We never even saw any of the coronation if you weren't an aristocrat or invited until the Queen's coronation, and that was deemed really, you couldn't be showing that sacred moment, a young woman with experiencing that sacred moment. And obviously the king has made the same decision that it will be private, it won't be seen. And certainly I think that really pays tribute to how it is, this sacred moment. We're the only monarchy in Europe that has these traditional coronations, the traditional coronations which are in your own, that's a very good word for it, Mariella, mystical. We have the mystical element of religion there, which is what they are doing here.
We've also heard today about the coronation quiche. It's all leaning towards a slightly veggie coronation, if you don't mind me saying. The signals are there. How far back in royal annals do quiches go? Are they very popular? It sounds a bit 1950s to me, but...
Quiches do go back in royal history. Henry VIII would eat what we might see as a quiche, a kind of pastry base, would go right back. I don't know whether this coronation quiche, it looks like a lovely recipe, I haven't tried it yet, is really going to beat coronation chicken. I mean, that is an iconic moment, coronation chicken. But I think it's going to be popular for all the hopefully good weather that we'll have for outdoor parties and coronation lunches. Who knows? And also, what I was just hearing about was that there's some coronation ale from 1936 has been found in the cellars of Green King. This coronation ale from 1936 has been found in the cellars, and from all those years ago, nearly 100 years old beer, because new beer is brewed for every coronation. That was brewed for Edward VIII, and this is a coronation that never happened because Edward VIII abdicated. All the items, all the coronation mugs, this incredible coronation beer, it was just locked away in their cellar, and no one even knew it was there until 2011.
So
Apparently,
are we going to get to drink it?
well, it's being auctioned on May the 5th for the Prince's Trust. And, obviously it's nearly 100 years old. So actually, officially it's undrinkable. But, if I won it, Marielle, I would drink it just at my own risk, just to see what it tasted like. A beer expert said that this beer from 1936 tasted like your grandma's sherry trifle with
Well, that
extra
doesn't.
kick of.
That sounds pretty tantalising and worth a quick sip at the very least. Thank you very much, Professor Kate Williams, Royal Historian, for filling us in there on just some of the detail. We're going to be talking more and more, I'm sure, to Kate over the coming weeks and about, of course, the coronation of King Charles.